Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of A Pipe Story, brought to you by Pipes and Pickin'. Here tonight, I'm not able to smoke in the house, and it's, as you can see, dark outside, and I don't have proper lighting to do a live smoke or recorded smoke. So I'm coming to you live from, as my son calls it, Pipe World. Here I was actually blending up some of my favorite blends and some stuff I'm experimenting on. And I was been cleaning the pipe I'd smoked last night and realized I hadn't done this pipe, and it happens to be another Rocca. So this is today's pipe, Rocca Novo. You can see again from the little L and the R on the stem. Really pretty little pipe. Got sort of that champagne or brandy shaped bowl, real thick. Comes up, kind of the bowl part kind of tapers up, but the bowl itself is nice and nice and cylindrical. Sits well in the mouth. Great little pipe, great bend. Another example of a really good job by Rocca on their bents. Done a little sandblasting, stained in some red, kind of a red fleck there. Kind of goes with the red swirl on the stem. But funny story on this pipe. This past Halloween in our little town, Halloween's a really, really big thing. And I mean, if you picture Mayberry or a Norman Rockwell painting or something, it's the prettiest little street in the world with the houses and everything. In a little small town like this, it's pretty cool. Right over here, they'll block the street off, and then about 2 or 3 blocks down the other side, they'll block the street off down there, and kids from all over town will come over, and they'll do the trick or treat thing. And I mean, it's big. This year it was kind of raining off and on, and I bet you we gave away 275 pieces of candy. That was a small year. But anyway, like most years, I'm outside and I'll be smoking a cigar, but this year I was smoking a pipe. And it happened to be this pipe, the Novo. And this little kid came up, and I like Halloween. I like the little kids and seeing what they do. But this kid came up and asked me, "Who are you supposed to be?" And I had a fedora and a smoke coat I wear, and this pipe hanging out of my mouth. I was like, "Nothing. I just dressed up as myself." He looked at me. He goes, "No, you're back in the day, man." And so I almost spit this pipe out laughing at being back in the day, man. But so anyway, my nickname for this one is my back in the day pipe. Not that it looks old or that it's an old pipe necessarily, but allegedly it's the final piece for back in the day, man. Who knew? But anyway, I just wanted to pass that little story on. It's a great, funny little memory with this pipe. So yeah, I wanted to, while I was here doing a little blending and had done a little cleaning, I just was going to talk about one of my rituals. We'll probably go through all my little rituals on there, but part of the smoking pipe is the establishment of a ritual. I'm just going to show you my cleaning ritual. I'm actually one of those guys that cleans after every smoke. Now I've already done it, cleaned it yesterday. I think I even cleaned it up a little bit today. So it's not going to show much on the pipe cleaner. But what I'll do is clean it out when I finish out my bowl, dump it out, and I got a little bit out of it. We'll see. And then I'm holding it on the shank, not on the stem. Just kind of pat like that and get the tobacco out. And once the shank is cool to the touch, I know some people say to do it, some people don't. I actually take mine apart. Now I don't start grabbing. Slowly, just twist it off. Then what I do is I'm a wet pipe smoker. it just tends to get kind of gunky. I use these tapered cleaners, and I'll take the big end or I think the little end first, and go ahead and knock out really good and ream around inside the bowl. Usually I'm still talking or reading something, flapping my gums. But go ahead and kind of ream it all out and ream around it, get the moisture out, and then come in with the bigger end and do the same thing. Move it in and out, and move it around, move it around, move it around, move it around. I actually picked up this tip from listening to the Country Squire podcast. You'll take it. Now, I do it a little bit differently than what John David had said, but if you'll take it and make you a nice hard, a nice hard bend there, these things are still pretty absorbent, especially if it's not real. It'll be real dark, obviously, through here. But, find you a dry spot and then paint it down. And then take it and try not to get, let's see if I can do this with the camera, not to hit the side of as best you can, dab it in. Just kind of dab it in. Now, from cleaning it, when you're reaming it down, obviously you'll be getting a lot of the moisture. If I do, anyway, I tend to get a lot of the moisture down at the base of the bowl. But if I do like this, without getting too far down or without touching the sides, I just kind of dab up that moisture. And then if I can find I'll do something like that, find another dry spot, just to make sure inside the shank, I'll double it up and then move it around. Make sure it's nice and dry. Again, where the hole comes in, it'll be something like that, and then that hole coming in right there. Around the hole, sorry about that. Around the hole, it gets real gunky on me, so I just make sure I get down in there and clean it. Then that's still clean. I have to keep that one for tonight. Then what I do, taper it in through the hole and just push it through. Comes out, pull it out. Now, if I can tell if it's been real wet, I'll push it through, and I might do something like this, just to kind of dab it up. Then what I do by that point, kind of find again how much dry I've got. I'll bend it in a little shepherd's hook, put it around the stem there, and just spin out, and then take it and drag it across the hole there. Because again, wet smoker. So spin out, and then if there's find you another dry spot. Again, this is just my ritual. Build like that, in the bit. Do that right in there. And making sure that I get up the sides of the bit there, inside the bit. Just getting up the sides here. Make sure they get nice and dry. But that way, you do that, and then put it in slowly and surely. I'm not ramming anything down. Just screwing it in. Now, it's obviously not threaded, so I do have to do a little force, but we're not talking much. I mean, you could hardly tell it's been smoked. Unless it's just been kind of a real wet smoke and real gooey and all kind of other stuff. You just will not tell it's been smoked. So, I do that. If I get an estate pipe, I give it a good salt and alcohol treatment. I'll clean it up with some stem cleaner, one of those sweetener kind of things. Get it nice and cleaned up, and then by doing that, I won't have to do much else to it. By keeping it clean along the way, I won't have to do much else to it for months and months and months on end. I've only got to re-clean the pipes. That I do that too consistently. If it's one of my heavy in my rotation, once every 3-4 months, if that, and that's usually just run a stem cleaner, a stem brush with a little cleaner on it, run it through in there, and take a pipe cleaner, run it through, dry it off, and let it sit for a while and dry out, and then I'm right back clean. But then I also will do that if I do a ream job, if I ream out the bowl. So anyway, I just want to talk about one of my rituals that I do on that, kind of the reason why. You ask a pipe smoker, you ask 10 pipe smokers, there's probably 20 different ways to clean a pipe. So we all have our own ways. But that was mine. Just want to throw a little something I've learned, something I picked up along the way. Probably won't be doing an episode tomorrow, but on Saturday I may be doing a live smoke one. Because I kind of miss talking to y'all and hanging out on the porch with a pipe. I really missed it today. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Keep on puffing, and we'll see you next time. Thank y'all.